Hello, Rona, you cannot join us, boy. Join us quickly now. Check the link. Just check the link. Doctor sent in the chat. Check the link in our chat. Just send the link. The link. Check the
Very
link.
good evening to our listeners, and thank you very much for joining us. We are back with our edition of Real Talk for tonight, and let me say a very special good night to you, so.
Yes, thank you, Doc, and it's a very good night to you and as well as many of our listeners and those who have tuned in for Real Talk, a regular program, social media program undertaken by the United Workers Party Team Dominica every Monday. And we are very pleased to be with you today. Today is already the 15th of December, Doc. Surprisingly, the time is running very quickly. You know how many more days for Christmas left? Just 10 more days according to our date there. 10 more days.
Yes, Christmas is upon us, and let me just say, very very special good night to all of us, and Merry Christmas as well. Because as these holiday season is a time that reminds us of what we have in common with everyone else. It's a wonderful time. It's a family time. It's a time of peace. It's a time of hope. It's a season of looking forward as well, because it's during that season that you look forward to the new year with great expectation. So it's one of the nicest times of year, and we just want to wish everyone, of course, season greetings and a Merry Christmas.
Very good. So tonight we have with us, what we intend to do tonight is to have our viewers observe some of our elected members, because most times you have members elected, you hear names, but you do not see a face. So tonight is a moment for us to actually add a name to a face. And some of our members will join us tonight, and others will be featured in a subsequent program. So tonight, obviously, we have our deputy political leader with us, Honorable, I call him Ronald Charles. And Ronald, we were just doing our back and forth legal talk. And in this time we are approaching Christmas. And what do you have to say about Christmas?
Well,
Ronald, just before you comment, let me congratulate you on your appointment.
Look, you're jumping the gun too much on me there. I don't want to congratulate anyone yet. I mean, we are leaving the
No, I
banner
wanted everyone to know that he
from-
was just elected
Oh, yes,
as
yes, I'm
the
coming to this. I'm coming to
deputy
this.
political
Sorry,
leader
sorry.
of the party. So
Coming to
before
that.
he
Don't
sends
jump on
greetings,
there.
he's sending greetings out as the deputy political leader of
Okay,
the,
no
of the
problem.
party.
Okay,
So
accept it. Accept
yeah.
it. But Ronnie, talk to us.
let me say a warm good evening to all your listeners, or all our listeners on tonight's program. But more importantly, I want to take this opportunity to wish the entire United Workers Party, Team Dominica, a prosperous and a happy 2026. Let me also extend that wish to the entire Dominicans and diasporas by and large, and of course my immediate family. And who can forget the lovely people from the Roseau Valley, from Trafalgar down to Loda, well, I would say up to Loda, across to Mont Prosper and across to Cochrane, and of course down to Fokane, Lily Valley, and the rest of the catchment areas. It is a pleasure to be here this evening. I'm looking forward to an energized, a wonderful program. And I know so I've been learning a lot from you. So I'll also be taking note.
Well, thank you. We learn from each other as well, and I do appreciate it. But gentlemen, on a serious note, we've just concluded our annual delegates conference. And for the listeners' interest, we've had a new executive being appointed to take over the reins or the affairs of the party for the next year. And so we have the list, as I'm going to read it out, and then I will ask you all to react. So we have the Honorable Dr. Thompson Fontaine, political leader. We have the Honorable Ronald Charles, deputy political leader. We have Honorable Claudius Sanford, president. We have Mr. Nicholas George, our general secretary. We have Mr. Walter Greenaway, assistant secretary. We We have Mr. Ken Joseph, our treasurer. We have Mr. Erasmus Lora, our assistant treasurer. We have Mr. Glenroy Coffey, public relations officer. We have Mr. McDonald Thomas, our international secretary. We have Honorable Norris Prevost, a trustee. We have Honorable Ernie John Finn Lawrence, John Finn Lawrence, and we have obviously Mr. Dupuy. This is Vincent Dupuy, our trustee. So these 14 people who have called are representing the executive of the, or make up the new executive of the United Workers' Party. And so with us tonight, I've just seen our international secretary, Dr. McDonald Thomas. And so we have three gentlemen with us, and we have also tonight with us, we are featuring our political leader, Dr. Thompson Fontaine. We have our international secretary, Mr. McDonald Thomas, TC, Dr. TC, and obviously attorney at law and deputy political leader of our party, esteemed party, United Workers' Party, Honorable Ronald Charles. So, gentlemen, yesterday we witnessed another round of a decent, proceeding. We had the official part of our business, and then we had the business session, and we conducted our own internal affairs in a good manner, and we must applaud the efforts of everyone. And let me just congratulate everyone who have made it on the executive, and let me also say to those on the outgoing executive and those who have not, made it, just say thanks for the service that you do, and let me just extend my deepest and heartfelt, appreciation to those who have served this party for a very long time. So, gentlemen, I will leave the reaction to you all. I will call on our international secretary to give his perspective, followed by our deputy political leader, and subsequent to that, our political leader. So, international secretary, Dr. McDonald Thomas, you can go right ahead so that the viewers can hear what you have to say.
So good morning and good night. Let me do a voice check, make sure you can hear me clearly. Are you able to hear me clearly?
Oh, yes, certainly. I am able to hear you. I don't know if the others can hear you. They can verify.
All right, great. Okay, hey, so as you know, I'm in Japan, so good morning and good night. I want to say congratulations to the entire team that was nominated, selected at the Delegates Conference on Sunday. I think you missed our vice president's name when you called the list, Mr. Donny Ryan.
Oh, so my apologies, my humble apologies. Yes.
Yes. So I want to congratulate everybody who participated in this delegates conference and who came out as part of the executive. I look forward to working with each and everyone on the executive. As you said at the top, I was maintained as the international secretary, and I'll continue to do my best to work in the interest of the party and the people of the country. I think going forward, our focus, and everything that we do has to be with the intention of moving the party and the country forward. I don't think there's any time for looking back. What has been done has been done. As you pointed out also, so I think we need to really give thanks to all the people that have brought the party up to this point over all these decades, and have done their part in ensuring that the party remain alive. From this point forward, it's up and it's the responsibility of the new executive, the political leader, the president, the vice president, the deputy, and all those in the executive, regardless of what position you hold, the candidates, the caretakers, to come forward and start the work, get the work done, boots on the ground. Let's get to meeting our people. Let's get to talking to people. Let's get to getting our message out there and selling it and let people know that we are interested in their future. That shared prosperity is what this party is all about, and that is what we want for the people of Dominica. It's been a long road. Dominicans have suffered a lot over the last 25 years, and I don't think we want to go forward, and I know we don't want to go forward with communication or with the attitude that all is well. We want to make sure that we let people know, and they do know. They do know that the condition the country is in, and they're looking forward to our leadership. I think people are looking forward to a change. People are looking forward to a new direction, and we have to give them that assurance that with the 10 pillar plan that the political leader and the party is embracing and working with, that we are looking forward to uh, a new beginning, a new dispensation, so to speak, of leadership, not only at the party level, but at the level of the country and into governance. So going forward, so I look to working with each and every one, and my hope is that we will take this party and this country to a level that hasn't been seen before, from where uh, the people that we succeeded brought it. We can take it higher and make it better, and in the interest of the people of Dominica. Thanks for having me on tonight also. I look forward to the rest of this conversation.
Yes, thank you, our dear esteemed Deputy Political Leader, Ronald Charles, Honorable.
Again, let me say good evening to everyone here. Most importantly, let me extend congratulations to the entire executive, to the political leader and his team, and the entire executive, our caretakers, and most importantly, I would say the persons who turned out yesterday to be part and parcel of this great organization and keeping hope alive. So I want to say thank you to everybody. I also want to take this opportunity to say to Dominicans that, you know, this is what democracy is about. And in the United Workers' Party, I can tell people from my own personal experience that I started this journey with the United Workers' Party as a young man, very young man. I remember those days, Mr. Norris Charles was the parliamentary representative. And of course, the Henry George used to be with the Freedom Party and so forth. But I started my journey being actively involved in community or in the community of the Roseau Valley. And I continue to do so. I believe at the end of the day, this is fundamental. We in our society today, sometimes we we have to take a note and say that the community is very important. The people within the communities are very important. And that they play a role to shape us, to guide us, and to do it for the purposes of having a better Dominica. So I am very excited. I'm looking forward to the next month. I ask God to give us the strength, protect us, because we are not living in, one would say, easy time. It is a journey that we are going through, and Dominicans need hope. And I'm so happy that the United Workers' Party, yes, we may have our weaknesses, but I'm sure we have our strengths. And the strength that we have is to be able to agree and disagree. But what remains fundamental to us is that we continue to give people hope. Continue to give the Dominican people hope. I said this in a way that we are faced, and I said it in my brief remarks yesterday, that we have faced a silent crisis. But more importantly, our nation faces a nuclear crisis, I remember calling it. That is the Dominican Labour Party. The challenges and hardship the Dominican people face on a daily basis. It's evident. Look at what is going on now with our environment. Look at the amount of young people that are unemployed. Look at the number of persons who have no retirement plan. Look at our farmers and what they're going through in terms of their produce. And Dr. Fontaine, thank you for the work that you're doing with the many farmers as it relates to exportation of dasheen and produce and trying to get them to get a market. Thank you. Look at our young men on drugs and women. Look at the situation with gun violence in Dominica. Look at what is now being cemented. Look at the neglect of communities, our garbage disposal, respect for the environment. Now, these are the things, to me, that is of fundamental importance. And these are the things that we as a people now have to say, what do we do? Where do we go from here? The Dominican Labour Party has put this country in what I call galvanized watering. And it's not an easy place to be, where so many people are faced with so many challenges. Look at what happening now when there is busy traffic going on in the city of Roseau. When there are maybe one boat or a ship in port, the congestion, the confusion. No street lights. In terms of traffic lights, one would say. And the list goes on and on and on. And therefore, that is why I continue to stand up, because I believe that we cannot continue to look at Dominica like this and say, that's it, our hands are up. We have to say no. We have to do what we have to do. So, gentlemen, I know a privilege to be on this show, one would say, informing the people of where we are, and thank you for the invitation. But I can tell Dominican people, and I can tell the diasporas, and I can tell the young people, that the United Workers' Party, under the leadership of Dr. Fontaine, I have great confidence that this man they call Dr. Thompson Fontaine is going to bring you the dreams that you've never had before. To see an economy and to study this economy and to know that we can do much better things so that our young people can be employed and have choices for jobs. A lot of our young people are going to St. Kitts, Antigua, and those other neighboring countries, because we have not yet created the atmosphere that when they finish their studies, they can come back to Dominica. And this is what will be done. And I know the political leader will, he's the economist. So I don't like to jump in things I don't know too much of. You have to be very careful. Next thing I start doing maths and Labour Party say I add wrong on TV. You have to be careful. So I leave it for those that are doing it. But in short, at the end of the day, what counts is we have to measure what the Labour Party has been doing over the 25 years. We have done what we had to do in terms of our executive, our constitutional requirements. And as Dr. TC said, he said, now is the time. We're going to hit the road hard and we're going to do what we have to do. Now, if I know a partner well, I think he's in the incumbent. He's the Prime Minister. I will not be surprised in a couple of weeks he call it, because he realized the heat is on. The boys are on their feet, the ladies are on their feet, and people are ready to roll. So don't be surprised in the next couple of months we hear it coming. And what I would encourage Dominicans to do is to do the basics. There's a process of confirmation going ahead. Do the thing, man. Go and get confirmed. Do what you can do in your capacity. And whatever way it comes, we're going to make sure that the man, so is it your left or your right? I think
He's
it's
in my
your,
up, he's in my upper left according to my quadrant.
yeah,
My
right.
upper left.
And you're another maths man, you and Dr. TC. I am among too much math sellers till I bring another English fellow or something there.
More will come, don't
All
worry.
right. But that is a short synopsis of what it is. I continue to do what I can do in my capacity, and I'll just continue to support what I believe is right. And the Labour Party government policies have not benefited the people of Dominica for over 25 years. And I think no matter what happened, and by any means necessary, this government has to take a backseat. They have to take a backseat and give Dr. Thompson Fountain that opportunity to do what he do best, and that is to fix economies and to make Dominica a better place to live and enjoy life. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And Doc, just yesterday you gave your a report based on your stewardship for the year 2025. And I mean, the speech touched a lot of persons, and notwithstanding that you have reported what was done, many persons felt that you should be given a chance to really explore more of the things because they felt that you have done so much. How do you feel about yesterday's event, and what can you say to Dominicans that you are prepared to do with your team?
Well, I just want to again start by saying how thankful I am, to everyone who participated yesterday and to the many Dominicans who are rooting for us. I spent the better part of today going through, actually several hours today, going through text messages and different, some are calling my phone, others sending text messages. And I must say I was overwhelmed by the number of persons who are reaching out, who are just expressing their appreciation for what we do and their thanks that we are standing and that we are not giving up in the fight to bring much needed change to Dominica. And I must say, I have been truly, truly humbled by the expressions of support by the people, that the amount of confidence and hope that has been placed in us. So we have an important challenge ahead of us, and that is to be able to convince the majority of Dominican voters that we are able to do what we are promising to do. Our promises are in the form of the 10 pillars to economic development and shared prosperity for our people. And that's the promise that we're making to them in areas of agriculture, of construction, or water industries, the minimum wage aspect. These are some of the promises that we had made. And interestingly enough, I listened to the Prime Minister's press conference today, and he admitted what we said so last week on the program,
Right?
that his minimum wage is already been given by everybody, even before it was done. And he says the
Exactly.
same thing that we said, that the legislation is catching up with the reality, and it should not be. And here was our Prime Minister probably stating that, hey, people are already giving the $9, and now we are just having the legislation to catch up with it. Well, how are you helping the country? That means
Yeah.
you've done actually zero
Zero.
change. That's what it means, zero change. And that's the reason why we've been bold in proposing a $12 minimum wage that we believe is where this country should be going. So, people might have been doubting us, but they heard it directly from the Prime Minister's mouth. And if you think I'm not telling you the exact truth, you can listen to it again. I believe it is somewhere on the GIS Facebook page.
I heard it. You're correct.
Yeah, I was stunned. I was stunned when I heard that, actually. But I'm saying this to say that we have been making promises to the people of Dominica, and I think yesterday's election really solidified the confidence of the people in our plans, and just based on the amount of feedback that we are getting, just based on the amount of things that people have to say, it is clear to me that they are looking forward to us to bring that change to Dominica. So it's a very exciting time. I'm delighted to have a new executive that we can put our minds and our efforts together so that we can move forward as one. And you're going to see a lot more activity by way of outreach, by way of being on the ground, by way of press conferences, programs like this or like this. We'll be everywhere, bringing that message to our people everywhere. And so I'm truly excited and just blessed, that we're able to do that. And like I say, for all of you who've sent text messages, if you've not yet gotten a reply, I promise, probably for the first time holding, I might do it some of the time, but every person who sent a text to reply privately, I've been replying all day long. I still probably have another 3/4 to go of the text messages that have come through. I still have a lot to respond to. So if you've not yet heard back from me, just be patient. I will be sending some personal thanks as well as making a public declaration, most likely tomorrow.
Yes. So yes. So we have, it is important that people understand that while we are the elected executive, we are not in this for ourselves. Yes, we represent the United Workers' Party Team Dominica, and we truly belong where we are, and we are bent and adamant to get into office to ensure that we work in the interest of the people of Dominica. So this job that we are taking on to spearhead this organization is one where we expect that we do it for the people and on behalf of the people, because the people are important. We have done well for ourselves. I'm going to say to you that we are not coming in to help ourselves. We have already done what we had to do for ourselves. And so we are satisfied with our hard work that we were able to do what we have to do. And now it's the people's business. So, gentlemen, you understand that well. But here, what is important, and I want you all to react to this, and I will be reading some of the messages, yes, very soon. A young lady, yesterday, drew to my attention that, it is important that you note this, Here it is that countries are paying Dr. Thompson Fontaine in consultancy for him to give them ideas to boost up the economy. And yet it is in Dominica, he's volunteering his time, free of charge to the people of Dominica. Have you ever thought of this? Where big countries are paying money to get this work done. He has chosen not to undertake relocation work, but instead to actually assist his people in Dominica and doing it free of charge. And to tell me that some people are still bent on saying he's not the man for the job. And she said, Coffee, so I know you well. Tell Dr. Thompson for me, just hold strong, because we know he's the best man. So, gentlemen, just on this basis, the people are relying on all of us. And you all have said that well. While all the congratulatory remarks are taking place, we understand that. But first and foremost, the people first. And Doc, just as you lead this team, because I know we talk about shared prosperity through the 10-pillar plan, and we know we are ahead of the conversation because we lead and the government follow. You notice once we spoke last week, the government now starting to admit all what we have said on the program. That is a fact. But Doc, are you committing yourself? Because people cannot understand how is it that you could leave all this big money outside there and chose to think of Dominica now, your place of birth, your country of birth, and you have decided to sacrifice and to forego large sums of money to do it for the people of Dominica. Doc, how does that feel? What about, there must be a lot of humility in this. And gentlemen, you can react when we get the response from the political leader, and then we will read out some of the views of our viewers. So Doc, you go ahead with this, please.
Well, so something that has motivated me all of my life, and it's something that I believe in deeply, and it is a truth that is rooted in scripture that says that to whom much is given, much is expected. And I feel, coming from a small village. And today, as for example, I attended a funeral of a young girl who died in my village, 23-year-old child. Well, I say child, a young girl. Um, it reminded me of where I've come from and the opportunity that I've had. And I was thinking of this young lady, and I'm saying, here it is, this young lady basically starting off in life. Because at 23 years, she's just basically starting off her life, having a whole life ostensibly ahead of her. She develops a blood clot. I don't know what happened, and that's it. That was it. Went to hospital and did not return.
Wow.
And I was just thinking of that, and I was thinking of my own life and the fact that I've been blessed with an opportunity to not only live a good life, but also be able to, along the way, to pick up a lot of useful knowledge, a lot of useful and pertinent experience that I can use in my country. And that at the end of the day is the long and short of it. That I feel so blessed. I feel so overwhelmed with the amount that has been given to me. And I'm thinking there's absolutely no way that I cannot and should not be able to give back some of that to country. And that's what drives me. And that's what motivates me. Because when I look at my life, I'm saying, there is absolutely no reason why I should be given all of that. The knowledge, the intelligence, even how my, coming from such humble beginnings, how I was able to get through school, and the scholarship opportunities that came my way and so on. Having parents that toil in agriculture. And sometimes when people hear me talk about agriculture, the kind of passion and the desire to have it reintroduced in Dominica, and some of you may have seen the video of me on Saturday, helping the farmers, putting cash in the farmers' hands. It means a lot to me. Doing that kind of thing means so much to me because it reminds me of my own upbringing. It reminds me of the hard work of my parents. And it's because they were able to till the soil, because they were able to do agriculture, that allowed me to be able to get this initial education that set the stage for where I am today and what I have accomplished. And it is truly an honor to be able to give back to Dominica. And I think, well, there are different ways you can give back. But I feel somehow, given the skills that I've collected along the way, given the experience that I have, I believe that if I'm allowed the opportunity with the rest of the team to be able to govern this country, that the blessings that I have received, I believe I'll be able to spread that among thousands of Dominicans, and countless young people will be able to get the kind of opportunities. Persons will be able to make money in Dominica, not have to struggle the way that they're struggling. So I see that as just a very positive thing, and in a way it feels very much like a blessing to be able to do what I'm doing and to be able to give back. And that's all it's about. It's not about running after power. It's not about the politics of it. If I could do all of that without the politics, I'd be happy to do it. But that's just the way it is. We have the politics that has to go with it. But at the end of the day, at the very center of what this is all about is about giving back to Dominica. And that's why I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, thank you very much. And just before I go to the messages, Dr. TC and our international secretary, TC is off. Mr. Deputy Political Leader, you've heard the political leader, and you heard what I said earlier on with a young person actually saying to us that, Dr. Thompson Fontaine could have been elsewhere making large sums of money, but he chooses to be with the people of Dominica and to give back to Dominica what it so desires. What is your take, Ronald, when you see Dr. Fontaine, world-renowned economist, just say, I may not be interested in the big bucks out there, but more or less I want to help my country. Do you think that he should be given a fair chance?
Yeah,
Yes, go ahead.
Once again, I want to make sure you can hear me. Okay, go ahead. Great.
Loud and clear. Yes,
Let me tell you something. Fountain said something that's very important. To whom much is given, much is expected. I know there may be a lot of people out there that may not know my history, and sometimes they see me on the hear me on the radio or see me on programs like this, and they don't know, who's this TC, So I don't have to be in Dominica doing what I'm doing right now.
That's
Just
right.
as Dr. Fountain has other option, a lot of us in the executive and in the party, we have other options. So, I'm a retired U.S. military lieutenant commander. I served 26 years in the U.S. military. I ran operations from Guam to Bahrain and everything in between. So I have been doing a lot of work out away from Dominica. And I had a lot of choices. I love places like Australia and the Philippines, Thailand, and Japan, and these places, like Singapore. And these are places that I visited, and I said, man, it would be nice to settle down here. But I remember way back then when I was when I was in the military, I wake up in the morning, I say, man, I had a dream, and my daughter would say, oh no, you dreamt about Dominica again. My dream was always to come back to Dominica, to plant my roots in Dominica and be a part of what's good. And so I take this as a basically a life privilege to be able to come back home and to assist and to do whatever I can to help to assist in the building of back of the country. And to that effect, I know we have in Dr. Thompson Fountain an individual that can do what he said he can do because we have the empirical evidence to support it. We have the documentation to show that he's done it before. And there's no better metric that you can use to know what an individual is capable of than the experience that individual has exhibited before. So we know what Dr. Fountain has done. We know what he has done in other countries. We have evidence to support what he has done. And so it makes a lot of sense. And I'm not saying that let me be very clear. I'm not saying that in a vacuum. I'm not saying this to say that I'm only doing this because Dr. Fountain is the leader of the United
No,
States
you didn't say
Party.
that.
Okay, I am saying this because I am willing to support anyone who is willing to work towards the development of our country. And in that respect, as it is presently, Dr. Fountain, I see as an individual who can lead this party and this country into prosperity. And so I'm willing to work with him. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to contribute. As you know, at the delegates conference yesterday, I had made a statement that I was ready to move on away from the role that I now serve in. And the delegates decided, no, we're not ready for you to leave. So you're going to stay as long as we want you to stay.
That's right.
So they elected me to stay to do another stint as the international secretary. So based on what the delegates want, I will go ahead and I will oblige myself. So we in the party at this point, we need to be looking at Dominica. We need to be looking at the big picture. We need to be looking at bringing the country forward. We need to be working hand in hand with the political leader, with all the people with the different qualifications that can assist in the different areas, whether it be agriculture, whether it be business, whether it be tourism, whether it be IT sector, banking, whatever it is. Those who have the specific qualification in those areas, we want you to come on board. We need a coalition of qualified individuals, a coalition of people who are willing to sacrifice to take this country forward. And I am happy to say that I have made myself available to do that. And I will contribute as much as I can to assist the leadership, Dr. Thompson Fountain and Mr. Claudia Stanford, who are at the top of the executive, to achieve the goal of bringing Dominica to a place where Dominicans can prosper and where Dominicans can move away from, as one person put it, tired of being last and be put at the forefront to show an example in the region that in fact, when people of high caliber put their minds to do something, that they can move the country forward.
Yes, thank you. Honorable Deputy Political Leader, Ronald Charles. Are you there, sir?
Yes, I am.
Well, yes.
You
Your
hear me?
reaction.
Yes,
Yes, I'm hearing you
of course.
clearly. I'm hearing you clearly. Yes.
Well, there are a lot of things I can say. I remember I'm one of those who continue to work alongside Dr. Thompson Fontaine in different capacity. You know, vice president, I serve as president, I serve as deputy political leader. Of course, when he was in South Sudan. And of course, I continue to understand Dr. Thompson Fontaine. One of the things that I would say, for example, Dr. Thompson and I would go to the Montrose Bay area, or, I remember this being during the festive time, we would be going around and trying to, be part of the cultural activities and so, and visiting the communities and our community engagement activity. One of the things that I've always suspect about Dr. Thompson is he has empathy. Dr. Thompson Fontaine, no matter who comes to speak to him, he sits and he listens just like it was a lecture, or he was giving a presentation in some big economic forum, or just he listens very attentively and give everybody an opportunity to be heard. This is something that people think comes easy, but this is something that I see in Dr. Thompson Fontaine, and try to make everybody's point of view meaningful. And I have always said it, notwithstanding that, when Dr. Fontaine have to take certain decision, he will take it. And let me tell you, there are certain decisions when he take it, he can be a little bit, when he take it, he put his foot down and he brings it out in terms of logic, reasoning, and then we move on. The other thing I admire about our leader, Dr. Fontaine, is respect. You haven't so many people. I think the loudest I've heard him said is he told Clarence Clifton, shut up. Shut up, man. I suspect he wanted to put another adjective, but he said, shut up and get off the radio, man. What do you think?
Yeah.
But again, his level of respect for persons is high. And that respect brings positivity. That respect brings positivity in our group, in our executive, for our delegates, and Dominica by and large. Dr. Thompson also have a sense of self-awareness. Self-awareness about what is going on. Be able to recognize and appreciate, the task ahead. And you realize that with so many issues, the problem is Dominica is pregnant with issues, economic issues, family issues, employment issues, sporting issues, facilities issues, garbage disposal issues, just name it, unemployment with the youth. He's aware of those things. And that is why he continued to sacrifice to be part of this. And his sacrifice that he's making is just to be able to assist so that other Dominicans can rise up. I've heard this man here, in terms of communication. I don't think, and we know that, and there are many other Dominicans, of course, but his communication skills is at the next level. I know that because I've been able to work with him and I understand, and effective communication, Mole. Patience. You upaka we patience nomsa. How you say nomsa?
Patience.
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 Pasias,
You
nomsani
get
pasias.
patience. Nomsani patience. Like, wait.
Pasias, wala lo ija tongue
Patience. I know I go to the pathway to pa mo pasa but when you fail mo alam mo.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
But in
Somebody,
terms of
somebody once said Dr. Fountain have a lot of lalin.
that is it. Patience, because you will understand that the Dominican Labour Party has been using all kind of trickery and all kind of nonsense to basically keep, stealing the elections, not giving the proper so many things. Although Dr. Fontaine has never had an opportunity to have an election. And I know once it happens, it's going to be positive. So it's very patient. And I don't know, and extremely patient sometimes. Sometimes I have to say to him, you're too patient. So, and on top of all of this, the positive outlook that he has, the passion, and he taking his blows. You see the monk blow, he taking blows left, right, and center. And Dr. Fontaine has one good thing, and many good things, but one outstanding one is if he goes wrong, he has done wrong. He will say so. And he will apologize. And he will move on.
That's correct.
And what I admire now, this is where Ronald Charles is learning from the big man, is his strong vision for Dominica to move from where it is to where it can be. And the reason why this man has strong vision is because he understands economies. Because he loves his people. Because he understands his people. He understands the plight of the young people. And he will represent them zealously. That is why I'm saying, Bababos, I am saying that what we need now in Dominica is to understand we now have good sheriff in town and a good captain. But any good captain and any good sheriff need audience. That's why I ask the Dominican people, one chance to give this man. Dominica will be smiling again. White Kubuli will be smiling again. And the other thing is, we all have different leadership styles. And I can understand that. But Dr. Thompson's leadership style is all on board and let us do what we have to do. Of course, like everybody else, he would have some things he have to improve on. And that is to say, if a man give him a cough, sometimes he'd go to the police, sometimes you have to learn to cough them back. He just say, I go to the police. So sometimes you beat them back, you know. And I say this to say jokingly, but I understand the man that we have put our trust in, and I continue to pray for him because it's not easy in the environment that we live. It's not easy. It's not easy to be able to, maneuver and to do what you're doing with so much passion. And then you have the labor rights. You have the labor rights. And I don't want to say labor rights, I want to say sometimes you have people, sometimes who see him differently. And I want to say to Dr. Fontaine that as long as I have energy, as long as I have, the strength, I'll continue to support the United Workers' Party. I'll continue to support the leadership of the United Workers' Party. And I know we can do this.
Thank you.
And thank you for the opportunity, Dr. Soso. Dr. Soso.
Yes, so someone is saying that we are going to our participants now because they have a few questions, and it is always appropriate that we do so because we have to interact. This is what we say. This program is about interaction between the people, and they have questions. And one person is saying, how can someone buy, for example, a brick set for his car? And when it comes to Dominica, he or she has to pay 40% on that.
Dr.
What
DC.
is going on? And Doc, I noticed that this draws right into the argument of the 10 pillar plan, where you talk about re-examining some tax break for the people of Dominica. So you can actually respond to this.
Absolutely. A huge part of the plans that we have for the future of this country is a better tax environment. What I mean by that is that the current taxes and duties that are imposed on the people of Dominica is way too high. And that those high taxes actually stifling growth, is actually stifling, the kind of growth that we would like. So we are committed to a comprehensive tax reform program that will tackle the exorbitantly high rates that are on the duties. I mean, he talks about the parts for the vehicles, but if you're bringing in a vehicle itself, it's up to close to 140, 150% of whatever it is that you pay for the item. All right. So we'll make sure that those taxes are reasonable. We'll also review our VAT. That is very, very, very important. And when we talk about that people say, well, if you take off the taxes, you take off most of government's revenue. Let me remind people that right now, the government, only 40% of government's expenditure is being funded for taxes. Only 40%. So it means that they're not doing something right. It means that the taxes are so exorbitant that sometimes people simply refuse. It's not worth their while. It makes no sense to import an item and you have to pay so much duty in it. So if you can do without it, you would do without it, and the government ends up losing. So whereas somebody could probably be importing 3-4 times a day, paying a certain amount of money every day, at the end of the year, they would have probably paid a lot more than how much they are paying just one time. They are forced to pay one time, and probably the amount that they pay does not compare to the amount that they could have paid 4 times. So the government could have gotten a lot more revenue over that same year period. That's the kind of reason. That's the kind of way you have to look at it. So you don't put those kind of taxes especially when those taxes have no real purpose, in the sense that it is not to try to discourage the importation of food items, for example. It is not to discourage the importation of carrots and tomatoes and so on. I can understand you have high taxes on those kinds of things. If you're talking about carrots and cabbages, you want to encourage local production, you can have exorbitant taxes. But if you're talking about items that are not produced in the country, that are absolutely essential for the people of Dominica, why do you have those high? It's almost a regressive kind of tax. And so our fiscal policy, and one of the key pillars, one of our 10 pillars, is tax reform. And by tax reform, we are talking about bringing down the level of taxes. We are talking about a package of duty-free incentives that will encourage manufacturing, that will encourage home building, that will ultimately put more money into the hands of the people. With more money in the hands of the people, they'll be buying more stuff, and then that can help the economy grow. So we have a very detailed plan in terms of the actual numbers, like how much we will reduce our excise and import duties by. All of that information we'll have later, but just to give the public a sense that we are committed to reducing this high level of taxation in this country as part of the way we intend to develop and grow this economy.
Yes, so another viewer, one of us, Mr. Nept Packet, former candidate for the Granby constituency, is following, and is very much part of us. He says their strength is not silence. Strength is resilience. A leader who withstands scrutiny, competition, and internal challenge and still emerges victorious demonstrates resilience and confidence. That is strength. The real takeaway from this conference is not that Dr. Fountain is weak, but that the UWP is alive democratically and unafraid of internal choice. And unafraid of internal choice. A stark contrast to political cultures where leaders are crowned rather than elected. Godspeed, Dr. Fontaine. And this what did I get right? These superheroes leverage. So, Doc, a lot of kudos there for you there. But someone said to us, and that one is important because it shows that people want us to be together. One person said is that just do all your best. Just do your best and stay together. Work together, eat together, and most of all, pray together. So these are some of the comments that are coming in. And, one person saying that, it is very important that include Dominicans who are interested in removing spirit and not promoting themselves. Unity is operational word, is an operational word. Gather the grassroots, the civil servants, the farmers, and every civic organization willing to come together for the ultimate goal. You guys have a lot of work to do. Be charismatic, be innovative, be bold, be inclusive. Ensure no one goes on this radio to speak without having a sense of understanding of what the people need. So they're talking about inclusiveness, and that's not just for us, for all of us, people who live in the diaspora. And a lot of other congratulatory remarks are coming in. And one person eager to hear, Doc, one person is saying that greetings to all, congratulations to the new executive. However, Dr. Fountain, it's time to identify your candidates for the various constituencies and to hit the road running in 2026. Hope God spare you that life to do so. Your reaction, sir?
Oh, yes, absolutely. In fact, in my speech to the delegates yesterday, I made a promise that that will be one of our priorities in the new year to get candidates. We know that there are some issues around that in terms of persons willing to step forward that early in the process. There has been some of that issue. But we have started some discussions already. And I must say, it's amazing how people respond just based on last night and the positive support that we got to continue. Persons have started stepping forward, and saying, we want to be part of this team. We want to be considered possibly for running the election. So I'm confident that we'll be able to get those candidates in place. We have a plan to get these individuals that we can begin to work with them, that they can begin to make themselves available on the ground, that they can immerse themselves in the different constituencies, become acquainted, if they're not, with the people, but also importantly, to be able to share the message of shared prosperity with the people of Dominica. So that's a very exciting part for us. And let me just assure those of you listening that that's exactly what we plan to do. And I'm glad that people are seeing that as well as the way forward for us.
Yeah, thank you, gentlemen. And let me just again thank you all for being with us tonight. But we are already out of time and we are just going right into closing remarks. So I will start with our International Secretary, Dr. TC. Your final, your parting words to us and to the audience. You are muted. Yeah.
Yes, so thanks for having me on this evening. I want to say once again congratulations to the new executive, Dr. Fountain, leading the team along with the president, Mr. Claudia Sanford. I want to say, which I didn't say at the onset, I want to say a big up to the Wesley, the constituency of Wesley Woodford and Palm Tree, to our candidate, Mr. Jean-Francois. I also want to advertise on here that on Saturday the 20th, we will be having a Christmas children's party up in Randy's restaurant in Hunt. And where we have a lot of people have donated a lot of toys to this event. And so we're expecting quite a bit of children to come to this event. And so we'll be celebrating the season.
We invited what date is?
My understanding is the political leader is going to be there. We look forward to having him. But everyone in the executive is invited. That will be in Wesley on Top Road in Hunt at Randy's Restaurant.
We will be there. We
We'll
will
have
be
a lot
there.
of toys.
Absolutely.
We'll have some eats and drinks and sandwiches and soup and cake and all that good stuff. So uh, join us.
Sounds good
It's from
already.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a kids event, so we're not going to be running too late. So from 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we'll be there doing this. I won't be there in person, but I'll be there in spirit supporting.
Yeah,
So come
yeah,
on out, get the kids, get the children out there, and let them pick up some toys, sing some Christmas songs. We'll have some gift for them to sing and some games and everything. So get them out there. So we in the Wesley community, we're doing our work. Our candidate is on the ground doing meeting the community. We are confirming people. We're looking forward until the till the registration period starts, so we can start getting some new registrations in. And so we're doing our work in the constituency, and we're encouraging other caretakers and people in the other constituencies to get the people into the confirmation centers, get them confirmed, because we can't win. We can't win unless people are able to vote. So we need to get people in there to
understand.
confirm. So when the bell is rung, we have voters on our side who can go in and make that choice to make that change. Gentlemen, thanks for
Yes,
having me on tonight. I'm looking forward. I'm not looking forward to going outside because it's freezing cold, but uh, got to do what you got to do. So have a good
yes,
night and God bless you guys.
yeah.
All
So thank
right.
you very much. Congratulations to the team Wesley, and the children will be happy, I know. Honorable Ronald Charles, Deputy
Yes,
Political
let
Leader.
me let me again say thank you on wonderful show. Of course, real talk. The first time on, I appreciate it. I just want to take this opportunity to again congratulate the executive, the entire team, Dominica, the caretakers, and all the constituencies and chairpersons and everybody who continue to work hard to see this party move forward. And of course, I want to also take this opportunity to tell Dr. Fontaine that, we're here, we have his back, and we're going to continue to do what we have to do for the Dominican people. Of course, let me extend early Christmas wishes to the constituency and the constituents of the Roseau Valley, and by extension, Dominica by and large, and all the diasporas and all those who are Dominican and want to see Dominica move forward. We continue to remain steadfast. We continue to do what we have to do. And may God continue to bless all of us while we strive for a better Dominica.
Yes, so let me just throw right in there because I forgot. I'll be having a birthday this week. Yeah, so everybody can hold on to my birthday present. So when I get down, I can get my presents for my
Oh,
birthday
okay,
this week.
fair,
I'll
fair
be
enough.
Okay.
I'll be double sixing this week, so I'll be looking forward to my presents.
Oh,
Fair,
you
fair
can't go
enough.
wrong with that.
Fair enough. It started at the delegates conference where you were awarded. So I suspect you start getting the gifts very early. Thanks to the president at the time of our party, Honorable Ronald Charles. Thank you, Ronald.
Yes.
Dr.
No
Thompson
Oh,
problem.
yes.
Fontaine.
I forgot to say thanks a lot for the award. Appreciate it.
No
Thank you
problem.
very
No
much.
problem.
Yes, Dr. Thompson Fontaine, your parting remarks.
Yes, so let me just say again, thank you. I'm overwhelmed as well by the sheer numbers that we've seen tonight on our live.
Oh,
Tonight
certainly,
would
certainly.
probably the night we've had the largest viewership. That
Yes.
tells me that the people of Dominica are very much interested in what we have to offer. They're energized as we are about this new team in the executive. And I'm very happy to see that people are responding as positively as they have. And that encourages me, certainly. And I'm sure all of us are encouraged by this outpouring of love, outpouring of support, and just the hope that has been built up. Is something I firmly believe that we'll be able to accomplish, as we focus more and more on the task at hand, as we focus on ensuring that we bring this message to our people. And so I just want to say a very special good night again to everyone, and for the many comments that we got and the many suggestions, and people talking about the issues that they want to hear, the tax issues, the high cost of duties, that we have. And just so many people want a better Dominica. And that's what we're all about, guys. It's about a better Dominica for all of us, one that we can enjoy. This place is just absolutely beautiful. It is too beautiful to be suffering the way it has through bad governance. And we are determined to change that. We are determined to improve the lives of Dominicans. And we are very happy that the people of Dominica are tuning in, not tuning out.
Wow, thank you very much, Doc, and thank you, gentlemen, Honorable Ronald Charles, your Deputy Political Leader, Trinidad Law, and we have Dr. TC, obviously, our International Secretary. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you to many of our viewers. And the best way I think we could put on the curtain on this program tonight is saying, I read there, well, Doc, you've got a lot of work to do. You've got to run. You have to hit the road running. You don't have much time, 2 months at most. Plans in paper, plans in everything. Please, lots of advice, cluster around. Just do what you have to do, meet people, and to ensure that we remove this government on our backs. And it is just nice now to just end again to say, Dr. Thompson, Fontaine, and your team, please put a strong team together and get the ball rolling to defeat this monster we have as Prime Minister. So, gentlemen, I want to thank you again very much. And tonight we appreciated very much your presence. And to all of those who participated, we say thank you to you. Until next time, we'll be featuring more of our executive as we go along and many other persons, because we need to expand this program. This program will be expanded. We have to feature persons with expertise in the diaspora and other persons with expertise locally. We are getting there. We have to get there. We must use this medium to get our message across. Don't say we talk too much. It's just 1 hour and some minutes. And we just have one hour radio program. So that's just 2 hours per week. So really, the vast of the work will be on the ground and we'll be doing what we have to do. So thanks for being patient with us and thanks for the many advice that you've given us. At least we know we have a dossier of advice that we will be revisiting and to implement in our work plan. So as we say good night, one love, peace, love, and harmony to all. Thank you. Peace.
All right. Thank you. God
Peace.
bless.
Dr.
Thanks,
TC,
everyone.
happy birthday.
Good night.